And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Aiden Mazingo here, play-by-play commentator. My partner, Kyle Tucker, will be joining me for the first half as our color commentator. We're here at Lowell Coley Field here in Bellville, Georgia, for a great football night between the Westfield Hornets and the Pinewood Christian Academy Patriots. Both teams very well coached. Coach Wasson for the Pinewood Christian Patriots and Coach Campbell for the Westfield Hornets. Westfield is 3-2, coming off a great victory against FPD, where they dominated and won 33-22. Pinewood Christian coming off their last game with a win against Edmund Burke, 13-10. So we'll take a look at the Hornets schedule here while we got it up. Obviously, this week they got Pinewood Christian. Next week is their first region game against Strong Rock, and then they head to Columbus to take on Calvary as well, and they come back home to play Brookstone, and they finish the season up playing at Pacelli on the 24th. So no region games have been played for neither team. They will get in region play next week, obviously, as we just saw on the graphic there. So Westfield. So we're going to bring up the coach comparisons here. Obviously, we brought them up a little bit here. So we got Westfield coach Chad Campbell, obviously 3-2, semifinal finish last year. Obviously looking to repeat and make it to the final game. They played Deerfield early on in the season. Obviously not a pretty game for Westfield, but they worked well. So Keith Wasson for Pinewood, 3-3 this year. Last year did not make the playoffs. Both teams, Westfield 3-2 this year. Keith Wasson and the Pinewood Patriots 3-3. So, obviously, elements are not playing in our favor tonight. It's a little rainy down here in Bellville, Georgia. So I'd like to welcome Kyle here. How you feeling tonight, Kyle?
Feeling good, Aiden. Glad to be on the broadcast with you. Yeah, it's a little wet, a little swampy down here in southeast Georgia, but we'll make do. The hitman, Brett Taylor, always has us ready and prepared to go. So we're excited to broadcast this game tonight.
Yep, it's going to be a great game tonight, Kyle. I'm really looking forward to it. It is the homecoming game for Pinewood. So we saw a little bit of the pregame festivities at halftime. We'll have the camera on center field. Obviously no sound, but you'll be able to see a little bit of their halftime festivities as they crown their homecoming queen. So this is our 13th season, Middle Georgia Sports Network, doing high school games. So it's been a pleasure to be here along the ride with you guys. We'll get kicked off here in about 3 minutes here at Lowell Coley Field, here in Bellville, Georgia. Looking to be a great night of football between the Hornets and the Patriots. Last time we were down here, I wasn't here last year, but our first game of the season against Brookwood, it was a monsoon. We had a lightning delay, but we ended up starting on time by the grace of God. And tonight it seems we're going to get started, hopefully, knock on wood, without a rain delay or a lightning delay, hopefully. I don't want to speak too soon. We got a little under 3 minutes left before we start. But it's looking to be a great game tonight. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back on Middle Georgia Sports Network.
About a merger. This is about the first tangible step for us to take together to build a regional hub of healthcare for Central Georgia. The confluence of research, technology, innovation, and excellent community care is how we'll make an impact together. As we unveil our sign, it's a symbol of the chapter we're now taking together to reshape healthcare for this community.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
What a huge bounce-back victory for homecoming for the Westfield Hornets last week. The Hornets dominated play against the heavily favored Vikings from FPD and are now back on track this season. Next up for Westfield, the Pinewood Patriots. Pinewood is hoping to stop the stingy Hornets here in Bellville tonight. Can the Patriots withstand the mighty Hornets at home? Or will Westfield win on the road and continue to build momentum? It's Westfield versus Pinewood. Kickoff is next. Only on MGSN.
We're back here in Bellville, Georgia, here at Lowell Coley Field here as the Pinewood Christian Patriots are taking the field here. Westfield already taking the field. Both teams coming off great wins last week. Pinewood Christian playing Edmundburg, beating them 13-10, and Westfield playing FPD, winning 33-22. And as we were talking a little bit before we came back on, Kyle Tucker was mentioning Brock Johnson. He had an amazing game last week. Kyle, let's hear about Brock Johnson from last week.
Yeah, he was just phenomenal. You know, in the Tift area game, he had gotten injured. There was some talks that it may have been his lower back, glute area. I had spoke with him, and he talked about the way he got sacked that game. It kind of just clipped his hip area and just kind of sent a stinger through his legs, and he wasn't able to go the rest of the game. So there were some questions going into the FPD game. Would he be ready? Would he be able to play? And I think those questions were answered by his performance. He was fine, and he was phenomenal. He was the main story of the Hornets offense last week against FPD, and I'm excited to see what he does for a follow-up tonight.
Absolutely, Kyle. I didn't get to see the game last week, but we're going to bring up the stats of Brock Johnson here. Just a little over 800 yards passing, 50 for 78. Not really sure of the math there, but it is a good number. 9 touchdowns with 2 interceptions, so pretty good ratio there. But I didn't get to catch the game last week, but I did tune in on the broadcast, and I did see Brock Johnson. He was slicing and dicing, as they say, back there in the pocket. Also just want to talk about Jackson Hare, too. He has really just been the workhorse back for this Westfield offense, around close to 600 yards rushing this year, around 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns, and as well as Win, who's the leading receiver for this team, again, close to 500 yards receiving. So really this is a high-powered offense that is still without Stone St. Clair, who went down early on in the season with a collarbone injury. So I know Westfield will be fortunate and very happy to see him back on the field, hopefully come playoff time if all things go well.
I got the numbers on that completion percentage. That's 64% on the year. Pretty good.
Pretty good right
especially
there.
with 800 yards. So.
And speaking of Brock Johnson, he is on the kick here for the Hornets as they have elected to kick off here in the first half of this game. And Brock Johnson is going to kick it off. And we are underway here in Bellville, Georgia at Pinewood as it is fielded by Joe for Pinewood. And he gets free, and he gets brought down hard by Jack Doster. So Coach Wasson and his Pinewood Patriots are taking the field here for the offense.
It's going to be interesting to see how the ball bounces on kickoffs and punts. Will they call fair catches to not battle the, any kind of puddles or anything like that, or trying to get a jump on running, maybe slip or whatever. It'll just be interesting to see how the special teams play the field tonight with the conditions.
Yeah, the conditions are definitely not favorable for either side, and honestly not for us either as we're standing up here in the rain. But we've come prepared here as they take the snap here. Watson's going to roll out. He's going to take it. He's going to be brought down by a swarm of Hornets. First met at the line by, it looks like, number 9, Drew Keller. So a loss of yards there. Great play by the Hornet defense.
You got a freshman at quarterback in Sam Wasson, and, he led his team to a victory last week, 13-10 over EBA.
Yeah.
We'll see the moxie of the young freshman on display tonight with a tough home matchup against the Hornets.
Yeah, Sam Wasson, great athlete for the Patriots. His brother does play at Mercer, but we'll take a look at the stats here as they're up on the field, or on the screen, 360 yards, 30 for 55 passing. He's going to hand it off, and JoJo's going to take it wide. JoJo Tippett's going to take it wide. He's going to take a second for it and get taken down, but he is eventually brought down out of bounds by Liam Sexton.
Some shifty speed there.
Yeah.
Not really a high-scoring offense in the Patriots. The highest points they've had all year was 24 earlier in the first game of the season. And there was even one game where they didn't score a field goal and a safety. It was 5 points earlier in the year, so we'll see how the offense does tonight.
Yeah, so Wasson back here, 2-back set, man in motion here. He's going to roll out. Might see a little bit of an option play, and we do. QB keeper. Watson's going to take it. And he is a tough man to bring down. He is only a freshman. It may be hard to believe just by looking at him here. But he's got some good size to him just to be a freshman here.
Yeah, really good size. Major Simmons was a very mobile quarterback for FPD. The Hornets played him really well last week. And so with Wasson already showing his mobility, we'll see how the Hornets adjust.
So still a 2-back look for Pinewood. They'll probably stay in this formation the whole game as we got 2 receivers out wide here. So Watson's going to be ready to take the snap here.
Little wide trip.
It's going to be a handoff. He's going to be met at the line and just brought down for a loss. Houston Folsom with the run there. Brought down met at the line by the Hornet defense.
2nd and 10.
Little bit under 10 minutes left to go here. 10-15 and counting here in the first quarter here. We'll take a look at the defensive starters here for Westfield. We've already heard a couple of the names tonight, but obviously the impact guys you're going to be looking at, Thatcher Reddick and Carter Black, just that middle linebacking core really have been a great defensive duo here as they're going to take the option here. It's going to be off to Folsom, and he's brought down hard just for about a gain of 3 or 4. But while we're on that Hornet defense, they really have been stout this year, Kyle. Really, obviously, the record may not reflect it because they are 3-2, but their defense has really been excellent. Obviously, Chad Campbell, his coaching staff has done a great job at coaching up this defense just to make sure they're fundamentally sound every week.
And he's got a coach within that defense. Thatcher Reddick last week against FPD, he was getting after his teammates on the sideline, pumping them up, holding them accountable. I spoke with him after the game. He said that they just didn't like their performance against Tift area, and he wanted to see his defense come out and do a lot better against FPD. And he said that the way they performed, they showed who they were last week against the Vikings. So it's going to be interesting to see how Reddick and his defense does tonight against this Patriots offense.
As we just saw right there, Jack Doster leading the way there for the tackle of loss for the Hornets. JoJo Tippett tried to bounce it outside, but brought down back. And Kyle, love the point you made. This Hornet defense really has been led and captained by Thatcher Reddick at middle linebacker. Kind of, if all the UGA fans out there, Nakobe Dean-esque, if anybody really remembers that name. Obviously a very emotional player, and accountability was his forte when it came to playing linebacker. So looks like it's going to be a punt here. Weird formation here. Or they might be going for it.
Yep, they're going. Oh,
it's going to be a fake punt by Wasson. Great punt by Wasson. It's going to be fielded by Ben Holbert.
Very interesting.
Ben Holbert's going to find some room here. Get a gain of about 10 yards there.
I wonder if they were maybe going to go for it and just didn't get the look they liked and so decided to punt instead. But when your quarterback can punt and throw, that gives you some versatility.
Yeah, because, typically the punter is about – so okay. Pinewood has been notorious of doing that, the quick kind of 4th down, go for it there. Obviously, Washington didn't get the look like Kyle said, so he just went ahead and punted it away, but got a great punt about 25 yards that pinned him deep here. So this Westfield offense, led by Brock Johnson, is going to go ahead and start off with a handoff inside. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards in the carry there. 7 yards in the carry, excuse me.
So in the day of Haynes King and Gunnar Stockton, you have some of these mobile quarterbacks. It's interesting to see. These mobile quarterbacks here in high school. Brock Johnson and of course Watson on the other side. I think they're going to be a key in the offense for both teams.
Absolutely. Man in motion is going to be Winhoots. He's going to take it out wide. And this is the guy you do not want the ball in his hands if you are Pinewood. So he's going to be tackled out of bounds. And that's going to be a first down for the Hornets. And Winhoots, Kyle, has really been the game-changing playmaker for this Westfield offense. Obviously has top-notch speed when it comes to open field play. So, Kyle, what has impressed you the most this year about Winhoots?
Well, first off, the name. Aiden, if I haven't said it before, love his name, Winhoots. What a great football name. Two, and just his speed in the open field. If he gets around the corner, if you can't get him, he's going to be gone. And just to see him on special teams returning, he's definitely a Swiss Army knife for these Hornets.
Absolutely. As we get that QB keeper from Brock Johnson, and as you said, Kyle, we've seen it time and time again throughout the season, most notably in the very first game when they took on Brookwood. Winhoots did get 2 touchdowns, one on a little tunnel screen that he took to the house on about a 40-yard run, and then another one just on a contested deep ball in the back of the end zone. But we know what Brock Johnson is capable of, and we sure can guarantee that this Pinewood defense is going to expect some big plays from Winhoots and the ball to come his way.
Little motion there.
So we're going to look wide. It's going to be a pass to Ben Holbert, and he's going to be met.
Swing pass there to Ben Holbert, but the Patriots defense had it snuffed out from the get-go, and nothing going there for the Hornets. Looks like they're going to have to.
Maddox Lewis with the tackle. So big 3rd down here for the Hornets.
Yep.
As they're tested early on, again, both defenses have looked great in these first 2 drives. Pinewood looking not to give up this 3rd down conversion for the Hornets. I would like to point out Drew Keller is playing running back tonight instead of Jackson Hare. So I don't know if there's he got hurt last week. Jackson Hare got hurt in the FPD game. Did not know that, as I said. I didn't see the game, but, of course, I got lazy with my watching. So Drew Keller's going to take it wide, and he's going to find the gap.
Okay.
Going to be close on the first down. We're going to probably bring the chain gang out here.
Little smash mouth football there. Just lean down, shoulder through, and hopefully he got it.
So it's going to be a 4th and short here.
Wow.
And obviously a little bit of unrest over there by the Westfield parents, the student section in the crowd over there.
Seeing Chad Campbell this year, I'm guessing he's going to go for it. I mean, they could punt and pin him deep. But Chad Campbell has been aggressive through the year. So
yeah,
if I'm guessing, they're going for it.
Campbell is making his case.
Think about it.
So we're going to take a timeout here, 4th and 1. 5:55 left to go in this first quarter. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back here on Middle Georgia Sports Network.
About a merger. This is about the first tangible step for us to take together to build a regional hub of healthcare for Central Georgia. The confluence of research, technology, innovation, and excellent community care is how we'll make an impact together. As we unveil our sign, it's a symbol of the chapter we're now taking together to reshape healthcare for this community.
And welcome back to Bellville, Georgia here at Lowell Coley Field. Pinewood Christian Patriots versus the Westfield Hornets. We're already in for a good one here. 5:56 left to go in the first quarter. Westfield 4th and 1 here. Chad Campbell was trying to state his case to the umpire official on the sideline as to why it should be a first down. It looked to be a first down run by Drew Keller on that 3rd down. But needless to say, Kyle, it looks like the Hornets are going to go for it.
Yep, they're on their own 49. They're going to go for it. I'm just surprised they didn't bring out the chains just to double check. The NFL is going towards a more computerized measurement system this year, so that's kind of interesting.
So they're going to go for it here. It's going to be handoff inside to Drew Keller, and he's going to pick up that first down. He's going to drive and get a little bit extra more. About a gain of 3 or 4 there. So great play from Drew Keller. Great play call from Chad Campbell as the Hornets pick up the first down here.
Early gamble, and it pays off.
Speaking of robotic implementation in professional sports, for those guys who are MLB people, robo-umps.
Yep.
I have read into it, though. It isn't going to be like directly behind the plate. It's more of like a camera thing with a better strike zone call.
Yep, ABS system.
But obviously they're still trying to come up with a good name for it. I heard the other day, Rumps.
Rumps.
I really am. I'm on the Rumps train right now.
I'm sure Kyle Raleigh would like that name, Rumps.
Big dumper, man.
Yes,
Speaking of Kyle Raleigh, 60 home runs this year. Obviously, Aaron Judge is having a great season, too. It's going to be a great MVP race in the American League. National League, it's always a lock every year. It's going to be Ohtani.
Yeah.
There's really he's just a Swiss Army knife right now.
He is.
And speaking of Swiss Army knives, Brock Johnson already has probably 30 rushing yards on this drive alone. We have not seen a pass attempt other than the Ben Holbert kind of swing pass. So man in motion here. Keller in the backfield. And another handoff. And Keller is going to be met.
Keller again. All right, looks like the Hornets are going to set up the passing with the run. They've been heavy on the run. The senior Keller. So, anyways, Hornets being dominant with the run so far.
And, Kyle, do you look for Chad Campbell to maybe be more conservative in this play calling tonight in terms of running the ball versus passing it?
Yeah, with it being wet, that makes sense. Just hand it off. It may be a little slippery to try to catch, especially when you got D-backs and you're in the air. So, yeah, that safe play in the first half, that would make sense.
So Johnson's going to drop back, empty backfield. He's going to look deep. Win hoots. Coming up short there. Great defense there.
But as soon as I say they're going to run it, they pass it. And so
Lewis with a deflection for the Patriots.
Very good coverage by the senior, Maddox Lewis.
Maddox Lewis also had that blow-up play on that swing pass to Ben Holbert earlier on in the drive. Yep. So that'll bring up 4th and long here for the Hornets. 4th and 5 just about. So 4th and medium, excuse me. And no punter in sight. Although Brock Johnson probably could punt the ball if things go south.
Could they pull the Patriots?
They might do. So it's going to be a timeout call from Chad Campbell. And that is the second timeout of this half. So Westfield is just going to have one timeout left at the end of this first half.
Yeah, very interesting. But good pass by Brock. Just a really great play by Maddox Lewis there on the previous breakup. So,
yeah, it's looking to be great. Again, like we said, first drive, both defenses look great, look stout, at really just stopping the efforts of both sides. But
this could be one of those defensive games, Aiden, where it's wet, the conditions are what they are, and like you say, it's going to be a lot of running. And this just may be a low-scoring game tonight. Last week, a total of 55 points scored between the Vikings and Hornets. I don't know if we'll go north of 35 tonight, if I were to guess.
Well, I mean, as opposed to this week, last week the conditions were great for football.
Oh, it was perfect.
Looked great from the broadcast. Looked to be about sunny and 70 down in Perry. So Johnson's going to roll out. He's going to find a man, Ben Holbert. So they're going to get him down.
You've been listening to Joe Nichols some there, Mr. Aiden? Sunny and 75? I noticed during the Tift area game you mentioned sunny and 75.
That was probably the best weather that you could really get was at the Tift area game.
It was very nice.
It was wonderful. So Westfield is going to pick up the first down there on that pass from Johnson to Holbert. So a great sign for Westfield. 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions tonight. Chad Campbell, although the elements are not permitting the pass, he is just saying, let's bump that and let's play Westfield football.
Exactly.
So Johnson's going to take the snap. He's going to pass it again to Sheldon Benton.
And that was a bullet of a pass.
Yeah. Great pass there from Brock Johnson to Sheldon Benton. As Kyle said, that was a bullet pass. Obviously in the weather, going to be a little bit tougher to come up with that. But needless to say, great play from that Pinewood coverage. Almost intercepted it off the tip.
It's out of the bag.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Hornets as Thatcher Reddick comes in for Sheldon Benton. Looking to be an inside run here from Drew Keller. It's going to be a reverse. A little end around there from Winhoots. He's going to try to get free. Almost gets free, but runs into Molina, and he's going to be brought down 2nd and 12, 2nd and 11. So tackle for loss.
All right. It's kind of been a slow go here on offense, but they're methodically getting there. A couple of fourth down conversions, keeping them alive.
Yeah, 2 for 2 tonight. And typically, like, fourth down conversions, 2 for 2 is something you see over the course of a game.
Yep.
But as opposed, this Westfield offense is, like we've seen already, they're not afraid to really take a gamble here. Although it is the first quarter, Chad Campbell is not afraid to take a risk here.
We got Winhoots down here on the home side of the field. He's out wide. We'll see if he goes to
Johnson's going to drop back. He's going to fire it across the seam to Molina, and he drops it. Molina opened up the seam there across the middle, and he just comes up short and drops it there.
At Molina. I wonder if what I said earlier with the wet conditions, they're just having a hard time grabbing the football. Now, granted, both passes dropped in that drive were very hardly thrown. But and you got to wonder about Brock Johnson's grip tonight with the ball being wet. Is he throwing a little bit harder because of the wetness of the ball?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's changing his throws and then changing how the receivers try to catch the ball. It's going to be interesting to see.
So Brock Johnson on the punt here and gets a good punt. Probably going to be a touchback here.
Punt.
Oh, great bounce on the punt, and that's going to put him inside the 10. So Brock Johnson.
Round the 5. That took a Hornets bounce.
So
and a fantastic punt.
Great punt. Probably about 35 yards inside the 10, so you can't really complain about that. And Kyle, as you just mentioned, the weather is going to make it tough, especially for the quarterbacks of each team. But the great sign of a good quarterback is how good you are in being able to adapt to the environment around you.
That's right.
Obviously, the elements are not being favorable for neither teams. So really, if you're the linebacker, quarterback, or running back, or even a receiver, any position on the offense, you really got to be able to adapt.
That's right.
Or just any position on the field.
That's football. You think of playing at Lambeau up in the snow, or even Buffalo in the snow. You think of the Super Bowl between the Bears and Colts down in Miami where it rained. That's football. You got to adapt to the conditions.
So we got some early laundry on the field here from the officials, the zebras, if you will. So we got a little bit of yellow here. It's going to be holding on the Patriots. But I don't know if anybody caught that run by Wasson was a powerful run. Pick up about 5 or 6 yards after contact, just steamrolling his way through. And again, only a freshman. So really, he's got a lot of room to develop and grow, and really bring this Pinewood offense, to success as he already has. As their record is 3-3.
Yep, 3-3. The 3 games that they lost, they were blown out. If I'm just being honest, I think they're playing against tougher competition, higher classes, if you will. But the 3 games that they've won, they've played hard. I mean, they held FPU to 21. We only held FPU to 22. So this is a tough team. You can't sleep on them.
So Watson's going to take it on the keeper again up the middle, and he's met by none other than Thatcher Reddick for the Hornet defense. And that's going to be a pickup of about 2 or 3 for the Hornets, or for the Patriots, sorry.
That Super Bowl that I mentioned where it was notable rainy conditions, that Super Bowl 41, the Colts versus the Bears down in Miami. Colts won 29-17, and we have a good return man in this game when Hoots, Aiden, I don't know if you watched that
Devin
game.
Hester.
Devin Hester, a great Bears returnman. So we'll see win Hoots. Let's see if he can pull off some Devin Hester-like moves tonight. Very rainy, though, tonight.
Yeah, really, I mean, as we did mention, Lambeau, obviously a big snow town with that being in Illinois, but or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But as opposed to that, here in Perry, Georgia, all we really got to worry about, or South Georgia that is really nights like tonight, rain, humidity.
Yeah, humidity. The most humid football stadium I've ever been in was in Waycross, the Ware County Gators. We were down there for a band competition. Let me tell you, it was as humid as can be down there near that Okefenokee. Tonight, a little similar, not quite as humid, but it gets hot in South Georgia.
Yeah, no doubt at all. So 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 for the Patriots here. Watson's going to be calling the call here. Looked to be a little bit of an audible. He's going to take it on the keeper. Going to bounce outside. He's got some room to run. He's met hard. Thatcher Reddick. Helmet comes off. And really, that's something you want to see, Kyle.
Yep.
Helmet's flying. Obviously, I mean, you're going to be out for a play, but that's really something you want to see out of your senior middle linebacker.
Exactly. And, you know, he's a leader verbally. I saw that last week in the game versus FPD. But he also backs it up on the field. You talk about just getting in there and making hard tackles. The tackle on Major Simmons down there on I believe it was the south end of the goal zone, the fumble that didn't go the way of the Hornets. A horrible call, by the way. That was Thatcher Reddick that knocked the ball out of Major Simmons. And you see Thatcher Reddick, he's just always in the main plays when you need him to be.
Yeah, always blowing up the gap. Getting to one of the first guys to the ball. Almost, it's a guarantee. If the running back has the ball, Thatcher Reddick is going to be one of the first individuals to put a hat on the ball there. So we're going to take a break here into the first quarter here at Pinewood Christian Academy. We'll be right back on Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there. And he does a great job, and I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
And welcome back here at Lowell Coley Field here in Bellville, Georgia. Aiden Mazingo, play-by-play commentator. My color commentator partner, Kyle Tucker, is going to be here for the first half. Great first half of football so far, Kyle.
Yep, a defensive fest so far. And we got a little bit of a flag.
Another flag here. It looks to be too many guys on the field for Westfield. And that is going to be a first down, a crucial penalty for this Westfield defense as it was 4th and short. So that's going to bail Pinewood out as they get a fresh set of downs via that penalty.
You don't want to get that penalty at that juncture in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're Westfield, trying to hold them deep. Especially Pinewood's on their own 20. So they really don't want that to be right there. Obviously, that's not a situation that's favorable for Pinewood. So Westfield is going to come up short. 1st and 10 now. Pinewood. So we got trips left for the Patriots. It's going to be an option play. It's going to be drop back to JoJo Tippett, and he's going to be met.
Nowhere to go for
Nowhere to go. Jack Doster, first man at the play to stop Tippett in his tracks.
I love how this Hornets defense just swarms. They go after it and didn't let the option play make any hay there. So, speaking of hay now.
Tim, sing to us.
So really, as Kyle said, defensive matchup right now in this first half of football. That's really been, if we had to pick a word to describe this first half so far, it would just be defense.
Yep.
Defense and probably rain. So we're going to get a little bit of a keeper there, and Wasson is going to meet him hard.
This Hornets D is not giving you anywhere to go. The Patriots have tried to run around the edges there. They're trying to rely on their speed, and the Hornets have said, nope, we're not having any of it. And so far, 2 good stops to kind of answer after that unfortunate penalty.
Absolutely. And Thatcher Reddick's partner in crime, we haven't said his name a lot tonight, but he came up on that tackle right there, Carter Black. Meeting Wasson after he broke free from that tackler. Carter Black bringing him down. So that'll be 3rd and long here for the Patriots, 3rd and 12. Wasson's going to drop back in the pocket. And he is going to take it on the run, runs to his lineman. And he's going to be met by Caleb Andrews. Or David Briscoe, excuse me.
Yep.
So great sack from the Hornets.
All right. They've got them pinned back in their own territory.
Sammy McGee on the sack. My apologies. So, obviously, Westfield needs to be a little careful, knowing that Pinewood played that little bit of a kind of a fake punt situation here.
Pinewood has had a
bad snap. It's a bad snap. He's going to get off the punt.
Oh, wow. Nice recovery by the Patriots.
And it's going to get a good bounce. So, Wasson, great job to recover that muffed snap.
You know, some football people would say, okay, kick it out of your own end zone there, take the safety, don't let the other team come in and get the touchdown. But he kept his composure, he made the punt, and nice recovery there by the Patriots. Hunter.
Absolutely. Wasson on the punt. So he's kind of playing the role that Brock Johnson plays for the Westfield offense, punter, kicker.
Yep.
But I know Pinewood's kicker is not Wasson. Surprisingly, you'd really think that he would be as much as he's on the field. But, excuse me.
Little Travis Hunter-esque football play.
So Drew Keller, great vision there to get through. And going to be close to a first down there. So while we're on the topic, 36, Alvin Vicente is the kicker for Pinewood. Saw him kicking a little bit of pregame. Looked well, could drill some from 40 yards. So obviously a little bit of a threat for this Pinewood offense late in the game, coming up close. Obviously field goals are going to be, I can imagine they'll be crucial in this game with it being a defensive battle between these both schools.
Yeah, the game against EBA last week was 13-10, and he had an awesome field goal in that game. So you have to watch out for him.
So Johnson's going to hand it off wide to Keller. He's going to be met in the backfield by Wasson. None other.
Hornets sticking to the runs so far. I don't think the Hornets have completed a pass yet, other than maybe some swing passes. But
yeah, they had the one swing pass to Holbert on the first drive of the game, and other than that, really, they've just come up short. The weather has obviously not been favorable and helpful in the receiving game for the Hornets, but they've grinded through the elements, per se.
3rd and 2, probably going to see Keller again.
So Johnson's going to hand it off to Keller, and he might be close in the first down. We're going to see the official call there from the head official there.
Hopefully not a bad spot again.
And they're going to call it a first down.
All right.
So that is a fresh set of downs for the Hornets. Drew Keller, another great run, looking to be getting about 2 or 3 yards of carry, so you really can't complain about that.
Nope. Hey, when you get close, if you got somebody like Keller who can just rumble and tumble his way through, that's what you want. We got Win Hoots out wide again. Let's see if
Win Hoots and Holbert. It's going to be another handoff to Keller. He's going to get free. He's going to find some room. And he's going to pick up about 15 yards on that run. Drew Keller. And Kyle, the short runs of about 2 or 3 yards, they are not appealing to the eye.
Nope.
But what it does for this Hornet offense, it's going to separate this Pinewood defense and force them to play man. So it's going to open up those gaps a little bit more. And as we saw right there, a gain of 15 for Drew Keller.
Gashed through. And just a great run for the Hornets. And they're in business how here on the 13-yard line.
So Johnson's going to roll out wide. He's going to throw a great pass, and it's going to be dropped, deflected by that Patriot defense. It looked to be Hoots, maybe.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a cross route between the two receivers there for the Hornets. And
at least from my angle,
yeah,
it looked like a great pass, but great coverage from the Patriots there.
This Patriots defense secondary has been really good so far.
Absolutely. That was number 10, Jordan Kinlaw, on the deflection there.
2nd and 10 for the Hornets. We'll see what they do.
So we got one receiver wide, probably going to be a handoff. It's going to be an option play. Johnson's going to keep it, and he's going to drive and be close. He was a little bit slow on the approach to the gap, but he hit it needed to say. And
Johnson with some shifty speed there up the middle on the QB keeper.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of that this game. A lot of read option. I know the Westfield offense likes to run a little bit of RPO, run pass option. But really, they're kind of just sticking to their guns tonight in terms of just running the ball. They're going to hand it off to Drew Keller, and he's going to get in, and that's going to be Hornets 6, and they're going to be the first team to put numbers on the scoreboard. And that's 6 for the Hornets. 6-0, courtesy of the dive by Drew Keller.
Just a dominant series by the Hornets. Started off with an unfortunate flag there earlier, but they have answered, and 6-0 Hornets. They're in business down here at Lowell Coley Field. Say that 5 times fast.
Lowell Coley Field. Johnson's going to be on a kick the extra point, and he smoked that.
I think that hit Brett Taylor's truck.
Got to make sure the windows are up. You don't want to go home with a football in the back seat.
I think the young Brett Taylor would love the football. Mr. Bristow.
So, wait, it's going to be a miss. I don't know if it was a miss. It looked to be a make.
I don't see how you can miss as wide as that is.
Absolutely. I guess he missed it. I didn't see any signal, but I'm hearing that it was a make. I would just assume it was a make. The goalposts, as Kyle said, are about as wide as Perry to Kathleen. But so the scoreboard is updated 7-0. So Westfield's up 7 now, courtesy of that run by Drew Keller. But Kyle, that shaved about 6 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, and that's what you want, especially in a game like this where the defenses are going to be key. Ball control. Just wind the clock down, wind the defense down with a run, and you should be on the right side of triple zeros after 4.
Absolutely. Really, speaking of teams that really just love to run the clock, we were talking about them earlier, Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt.
Yep. 2
big teams, really similar in play style, Diego Pavia, Haynes King.
Yep.
Both teams heavily rely on the option and the run game, and that's really what eats the clock up. As it's going to be a little bit of a muff recovery there by JoJo Tippett, but he's going to recover and make up some ground, and he's going to be met by Ben Holbert.
Good recovery there by Tippett.
Absolutely. So that'll bring up this Pinewood Christian offense here.
We're going to get to see the freshman again, Sam Wasson.
Sam Wasson, if you haven't seen him already, he's on defense, he's on offense, he punts the ball. He's probably the manager, the head coach.
Yep.
Literally whatever you want to do, Wasson could probably do it.
We saw that out of Major Simmons last week. Quarterback for the Vikings out of Macon, and also a safety.
And really, too, I mean, with Pinewood being the size they are, you kind of have to play both ways.
Yep.
Obviously, you want to keep your quarterback fresh, but with Sam Watson, he is a freshman, so he's got a little bit fresh legs, if you will. But he is young. He doesn't have to worry about it yet. So he's going to fire it across the middle.
There's a complete pass.
And it's going to be a reception caught for about 3 yards for the Patriots. Folsom Pound. Folsom Pound. Folsom Prison Blues.
Yes.
Any Johnny Cash fans out there?
Yeah.
So we'll shout him out tonight. The late, great Johnny Cash.
Hopefully Folsom will see the train coming here soon. Thatcher Reddick.
Absolutely.
We'll see how it goes.
As we said it tonight, Thatcher Reddick, Carter Black, really kind of like Batman and Robin here. But Carter Black really has – and it's going to be met. Jack Doster almost intercepting that pass. So great play by Doster to break up the pass there.
I was listening to the broadcast last week with Ken and Rhett, and they were talking about how Pinewood has that spread offense, and we just saw it there. Saw a complete pass to Folsom, and then they went with a spread offense on that next play.
He forgot to plug it in.
But Aerosmith playing in the stadium speakers tonight. All right, we see spread again.
So got trips right for this Patriot offense. Man in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff to Pound. Watson is going to break free. He's going to find a man, and he's just going to be eaten by the Turf Monster. The Turf Monster is undefeated. And obviously, Kyle, the weather is it's going to play a factor in that because Watson loves to use his legs, and we've seen his ability to run, but the grass is really going to be a factor here.
A little Pinewood puddle going on. And unfortunate for Watson as he had a good run.
Yeah.
Had his lane picked. And
he really only had 2 men to beat, so Westfield is thanking the grass here.
Yep.
If you are Westfield. So again, same formation look, trips right. Watson's going to drop back in the pocket. He's going to find a man, and he's going to be met hard. Jack Doster. Jack Doster is going to meet him hard as Brett Taylor getting a little animated up here with that play there.
Looked like he started to make a football move there, and our producer was calling for a fumble, but they called it incomplete.
But Jack Doster really has done a great job tonight in the secondary for this Hornets.
Oh, yeah.
Had a pass break up on the last play and just had a great hit there on Pound.
Yep, that was 7. Folsom Pound. What a great name. Okay. Trips right again.
So second and long. Watson's going to be forced to throw it. He might get a man and tip it. What a catch. Folsom Pound. Folsom Pound. Folsom Prison Blues with the play there.
Train coming. Man,
so,
what a catch. He had the defender beat, and he just came back to it in a great throw and catch by the Patriots.
Absolutely. Obviously the catch from Pound. Great catch, but also an even better throw from Watson off his back foot with 2 men pressuring him.
Yep.
So he makes that great throw just about 30 yards in the air, and Pound picks up a big gain for this Pinewood offense as Watson's going to keep it on the carry here and met, but he's not down. And now brought down finally. So Watson again, probably his 12th or 13th rushing attempt this game alone.
Yeah.
And 4th or 5th on this drive.
This Hornets defense is going to have to adjust. It was run heavy in the first quarter, and now the Patriots are busting out the passing game. And that was the longest pass of the game by either team right there to Folsom Pound. And
that's a fun name to say.
Oh, yeah.
Folsom Pound. They have their version of Win Hoots. We have Win Hoots. They have Folsom Pound. So, really.
Man in motion.
So, Watson's going to drop back.
It's going deep again.
Oh, it's going to be caught. Great play there from the Pinewood offense there. Number 11. Maddox Lewis. So we've said Maddox Lewis' name tonight. He's been a defensive player tonight, mainly in the terms of which we've been saying his name. Had a few pass breakups, but doing it on the offensive side with that nice first down catch there from the throw from Watson. Got a little bit of away from him, a little low on the delivery, but Lewis adjusted and tracked the ball well and picks up the first down for the Patriots. So the second half will be upon us in about 4 minutes.
Good observation by our cameraman, Trent Jackson. The rain has stopped. Things are drying.
Fumble, but he picks it up. It bounces off. And he has met great tackle there from John David Lane. Right on the legs there. So John David Lane with the tackle there. And as we have said, we will probably see both teams kind of open up the pass a little bit more in the second half as it begins to dry up here in Bellville, here at Lowell Coley Field.
He was kind of pinballing there.
Yeah, he kind of got lucky there on the bounce, went off the back of the guard, right back into his hands. So obviously if you're Pinewood, you're fortunate there. You come up with a big, kind of a lucky get back.
5 receiver, no back set.
So Watson's going to roll out, and he's going to throw it, and it is almost picked off by Doster. Doster had it in his hands, but still, that's going to count as a pass breakup.
Yep.
So Jack Doster with his 3rd pass breakup of this drive.
Jack Doster would love to have that one back, but like you said, a breakup nonetheless. So
Absolutely.
a break for this Hornets defense. 3rd and 11.
3rd and long here.
Yeah.
We already know that JoJo Tippett, Folsom Pound, and Maddox Lewis, all capable receivers and runners respectively. But obviously if you're going to be Wasson, you're going to look to find Folsom Pound. And Watson's going to roll out. He's going to take it on the keeper, and he's mad. Wow. Sammy McGee.
I tell you, with the Patriots being successful in the past, the Hornets are having to account for that, and it's opening up some of these running lanes for Wasson to keep it.
Absolutely.
For these QB sneaks. And
so, we heard his name a little bit. We brought him up earlier in conversation. Number 36, Alvin Vicente. So this is roughly going to be about a 38-yard field goal for Vicente, and he is far capable of making this. But obviously, if you're Westfield special teams, you got to look to blow up the gaps here and get a block, or maybe hope for a miss. So Vicente on the kick, the field goal for the Patriots. Snap is up, kick is up, and it is good. Wow. Alvin Vicente, that looked like it could have been good from 50.
Yeah, an impressive booming leg there by number 36.
So Vicente, great kick there.
Vicente.
Wow, that's a fun name to say too.
Yes.
Vicente.
In the Vicente of 50 yards on that kick.
Absolutely. So that is going to be 3 on the board for the Patriots. And as we said, Kyle, kicking is going to be really a strong suit for both of these teams, honestly, or just an advantage. If you have a good kicker, especially in games like this, it's going to be something you need to take advantage of, and really pounce upon the opportunity you're given, as Pinewood just did right there.
Yep.
38-yard field goal, Alvin Vicente through the uprights, and that's 3 for the Pinewood Patriots.
All right, they've cut the lead almost in half, and we'll see how the Hornets come out and answer.
So this Hornet special teams unit on to receive the kick here on back deep for the Hornets is Win Hoots, of course, and number 12, John David Lane.
Good turnout here tonight in Bellville. It is homecoming, our 3rd homecoming game in a row. We had the homecoming down at Tift area, then the homecoming for Westfield last week against FPD, and now homecoming down here in Bellville.
The trifecta. And all three of those games they were great games. Obviously, the Tift area game didn't go the way Westfield wanted it to. Yep. But nonetheless, although the injury was suffered to Brock Johnson, you did get to see a little bit of the future in Court Pearson.
Yep.
And he looked great.
He did.
Didn't look bad.
Very good. He was not rattled.
Could handle the pressure very well. So weird little kickoff formation from Pinewood. It's going to be received by Ben Holbert. Ben Holbert's going to reverse the field. He's got some room. And he's going to be brought down. So probably no gain there. Look to just run side. A little pooch kick there from Vicente. And that's going to bring on this Hornet offense with a little bit over 2 minutes, 2:15 left in the first half. And just want to remind you, second half, we'll be joined by the great, with the luscious locks, Trent Jackson in the second half. He'll be joining me on color commentary, Aiden Mazingo and Kyle Tucker. Middle Georgia Sports Network. We're here in Bellville, Georgia.
Oh, TJ.
TJ runs fast.
Yes, sir. Win Hoots runs fast, and he's down here wide out again with little man in motion.
So Johnson's going to drop. And speaking of Win Hoots.
Oh, Nice catch.
Oh, ball gets away from him, but he does make the recovery. And again, Kyle, we see the Turf Monster.
Yep.
Undefeated today, 2-0. Its victims are Wasson and Hoots so far.
Yep. It was good to recover, though, there on the pass. It kind of bobbled it, but he kept his concentration.
It will be a pickup of 4, though.
Pickup of 4. And we saw Keller in motion on that play. He's been very useful tonight for the Hornets. He's in motion again.
So empty back here for Johnson. Probably going to see a pass or maybe a keeper. Johnson's going to drop back. Can't get a man. Nobody's open. He's got wide open Hoots across the field and almost picked off to Matt Molina. I don't know if we got a shot of it, though, but Win Hoots wide open in the secondary. Obviously, Johnson couldn't get it off. He had to make the throw off his back foot, and that's about a 40-yard throw in the air off the back foot, so obviously not a favorable throw.
Incomplete pass. Why is the clock running?
Maddox Lewis again there on the breakup.
He ran 15 seconds off.
And a little bit of clock issues here tonight by the.
So I believe the officials are going to correct that mistake made by the timekeeper.
Yep. We saw the white hat tapping his breast and just saying, "Hey, that's on me." They added it back. At about 9 seconds back on the clock.
So minute 18 left in the first half. The Hornets are probably going to look to get a field goal here, but they're going to take whatever risk they can. Obviously, we know Chad Kimball is not afraid to take the risk. Brock Johnson, he's going to find some room to run, pick up about 4 or 5 yards.
Trying to look for an open play there, but this Patriots secondary has not really allowed much for the Hornets passing game. And nothing going there. Picked up, like you said, a few yards.
And really, I mean, both the quarterbacks for the Patriots and the Hornets both have great arms, as we've seen, but they're equally as dominant on the legs. And that's really what makes them such a hassle and a struggle to game plan against, is because you know what they can do with the ball in their hands, whether that be throwing it or running it. So really you have to game plan accordingly, but also you have to be able to adapt to what they have to do and what they have to offer, knowing their skill set and what they possess.
You got to account for both. While we got this timeout here, we're near Claxton. In fact, the address here for Pinewood Christian Academy is Claxton. Claxton, the fruit cake capital of the world. Aiden, have you ever had a fruit cake?
I've actually seen the Claxton fruit cakes. My grandmother used to eat them very often. As a matter of fact, we used to buy them in bulk for Christmas. She'd ask for Christmas, so we'd always buy them. And I've never had one myself. Doesn't look appealing to me, but I know there is a market for them, and there are people who enjoy that. But it's just not for me.
Yeah, I have not tried it.
Snap gets away from Johnson. Johnson's going to try to pick it up, and he messes up the kick. But it's going to get a little bit of a favorable bounce.
Wow.
So what could have been a disaster kind of averted, crisis averted. I mean, they're around the 45 here.
Yeah.
They're on Westfield's 45, Pinewood is.
The execution of that punt was about as ugly as some leftover fruit cake.
Absolutely.
That was not good.
What could have been worse?
Could have been worse.
Turned good here. So obviously, Wasson and the Patriots are going to look to get in field goal range. We already know Vicente can nail it.
Yeah, and they're already, a good pass away from being in his range. So not what you want if you're the Hornets. And I think Johnson tried to recover on that punt, and it slipped off his foot, I think, is what happened there.
So Watson's going to drop back. He's going to find Maddox Lewis. Lewis is going to get out of bounds. And if you're Vicente down there, he's probably going to start getting warmed up soon. A little bit over 50 seconds left, 52 seconds left to go in this first half. Vicente, as we've already seen, Kyle, can nail it.
Yeah. How many times have we said Maddox Lewis's name tonight? He's been very...
Probably more than I expected.
Yeah. Been phenomenal on defense and has caught a few passes here on offense. And here we are at the 43-yarder. It's about a 60-yard. Another 10 or 12 yards. They're in Vicente's kicking vicinity.
Vicente's vicinity. So Watson's going to roll out, and he is going to be forced to throw it away. Thatcher Reddick pressuring him on the run.
Thatcher Reddick said, get out of here.
So Pinewood does have 3 timeouts left. So it is in their favor to get in field goal range. They may run the ball here just to kind of get up a little bit of pickup yards, but it's 3rd and long, so we probably won't see a run here as Pinewood is going to take a timeout, it looks to be. Or no,
I did. I didn't. I'm sorry. That's on me. Yeah.
No timeout from Pinewood, excuse me. Wasson's going to get the play from Coach Wasson.
My equipment management is being called into question here by our producer, Brett Taylor. Forgot to charge one of our cameras. My apologies.
So Wasson and Tippett in the backfield here. And Wasson's going to keep it on the keeper. Familiar side. He's going to drive. Thatcher Reddick had him, but Wasson is just going to drive him. And really, that's really a testament to how strong Wasson is.
It is.
Play-by-play. Just call the PA.
Because we already know how strong Thatcher Reddick is as a player. And for Wasson to be able to overcome that strength of Reddick really shows the testament of how strong this freshman Wasson is. So that'll bring up fourth and short, for the Patriots.
Yeah, Wasson very strong there to pull Thatcher Reddick.
And really here, if you're the Patriots, I would just say let Vicente just kick it.
Yeah.
30 seconds left. You really don't have much to lose. Yes, you got 3 timeouts. You could run a play. It is fourth and short. But if I'm in this situation, I'm just going to let it be bombs away. But we'll see what Coach Wasson has to say. It's going
to be a long field goal. If I'm Coach Wasson, I give it to Wasson. Let him do a little QB sneak. Get the yardage.
And that's probably what we're going to see here. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
Got one timeout left.
Listen to Mr. Dale. He doesn't give me
So probably going to see a run here.
Yep.
Maybe a little tush push. And he is looking to get it here. Wasson's going to pick up the first down. So clock will stop momentarily.
A little no huddle. They're going to run it again. Oh, he's going to spike it. Good call. All right. 25 seconds. A new set of downs for the Patriots. Reset here by both teams.
Both teams with one timeout.
Aiden, if I'm the MVP of tonight for both teams, will be the managers with towels. Try people off.
That and probably the grass, too.
Yes.
The grass, the rain. Really, the elements, too, have really been the MVP for both teams. You hate to go against them, but you love it when they're on your side. And we're seeing that tonight for both teams, as the Turf Monster has been undefeated tonight for both teams. So Wasson lining up. He's going to look deep.
A deep pass.
Oh. Almost caught by Folsom Pound.
The rain is picked back up again.
So Folsom Pound. Pass is going to be incomplete.
We're never going to call that when you're in phase.
So pass is going to go out of bounds. It's going to be clock stoppage.
Okay.
So we're probably going to see one play here, probably to set up for a field goal for Vicente. I can only imagine that'll be the case for this Patriot offense. Also, while we're here in the break, I'd like to give a shout-out to our tech crew, Trent Jackson, Tim Jackson, Braden Holders, Brett Taylors, and Kyle Tuckers, all doing a great job tonight.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure so far. This game has been great.
Yes.
So Wasson's going to take it on the keeper, and he's going to get a couple yards. So we're probably going to see a timeout here from Pinewood, and that is what we're going to see. And Vicente is going to come on to kick this field goal. Or there's a timeout now.
3 seconds.
So it's roughly going to be about a 45-yard field goal. So kind of a little bit of the same distance, just add 10 from last field goal for Vicente. And as we've already seen, he's more than capable. He can drill it.
Now,
he's got a boot.
The only thing they have to maybe account for is it is raining.
That is true.
If you're the holder, a bad snap, a slip of the hand with the rainy conditions, and that could mess things up. So, yeah, one timeout left, 3 seconds left on the clock.
Could try to ice the kicker.
Ice him.
Yeah, that looks good. You can see it, whether it's going to be good or not from there.
So we're going to get official measurement here. It's probably looking to be about a 45-yard field goal here. So 45-yard field goal attempt from Vicente.
No timeout so far by the Hornets.
Wasson the holder. Snap is up. Kick is up. Oh, it's going to be tipped. It was tipped by the Westfield special teams. So that is going to end the first half here. The Westfield Hornets up 4, 7-3. Pinewood with 3, Westfield with 7.
Hayden, it's been fun.
Been a great first half. We'll be back to join you guys in the second half. Trent Jackson will be on the call as a color commentator in the second half here on Middle Georgia Sports Network. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after half.
Well, go get it out of my truck. It's in my truck. It's not up here.
All right, here we go. How much do we have? 30 minutes? 15? What?
20 minutes.
Probably up in the center.
20?
About a merger. This is about the first tangible step for us to take together to build a regional hub of healthcare for Central Georgia. The confluence of research, technology, innovation, and excellent community care is how we'll make an impact together. As we unveil our sign, it's a symbol of the chapter we're now taking together to reshape healthcare for this community.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network continues to be the best option for live streaming of prep sports in the Mid-State. We have expanded our coverage this sports year to various broadcasts of Westfield School Athletics and multiple GIAA.TV championship events. MGSN is also developing our own video production operation, now known as Middle Georgia Video Production. MGSN and MGVP have the capability to provide live streaming options to support broadcast of live sports, local events, concerts, business meetings, and much more. Not only can MGVP execute live broadcasts, but we also excel in post-production video creation, allowing us to capture your most precious moments, brand your product line, and publicize any event on your social media pages. Let MGVP, with our live streaming experience and production capabilities, partner with you or your business for all of your video production needs.
mother is Miss Heather Jones. 14-year-old daughter of Eric and Nicole Jones.
about a merger. This is about the first tangible step for us to take together to build a regional hub of healthcare for Central Georgia. The confluence of research, technology, innovation, and excellent community care is how we'll make an impact together. As we unveil our sign, it's a symbol of the chapter we're now taking together to reshape healthcare for this community.
And welcome back here. We're here in beautiful Bellville, Georgia, here at Lowell Coley Field. Got to say it slower. I'm going to get a tongue twister going. Great first half of football here between the Hornets and the Patriots. 7-3, 4-point deficit. Really, as we discussed in the first half, the name of the game right now is just defense. And second half is going to probably open up the pass a little bit more as it's getting a little bit drier out here. Rain picked up a little bit in the first half towards the end, but it seemed to have ceased here and have stopped. 45 seconds left until kickoff in the second half. Second half now, joining me on the call is the great Trent Jackson. Trent, it's nice to have you here, man.
Aiden, it's great to be here with you, man. Down here in, I think we called it Claxton. But, yeah, just a great first half of football. 7-3, low-scoring game, baseball score.
Yeah, for real. For all the offensive gurus who are watching the game, I mean, obviously it may not be your cup of tea, but the defensive guys, little reminiscent of Super Bowl 53 Rams versus Patriots, 17-3. Big defensive game. That Super Bowl was obviously not appealing to the eye, but when you really get to the nitty-gritty and really observe how both teams have been playing, they've really been playing great, fundamentally sound football. Little penalties, probably been about 4 or 5 penalties in total in the entire game, so that's really a good sign if you're Westfield and Pinewood.
Yeah.
But really, Pinewood's name of the game has really been Sam Wasson, the freshman quarterback. Really has been the catalyst for this Pinewood offense, and as well as Vicente, the kicker, nailed a good 40-yard field goal in the first half. Second field goal to end the half got blocked, but came up short. So 7-3 as Vicente's on the kickoff, back to receive for the Hornets.
Is that his last name or first name?
Vicente, last name, Alvin Vicente.
That's so cool.
So back to receive for the Hornets is John David Lane and Win Hoots. Little pooch kick.
Pooch kick, yeah.
Going to be a bounce to Holbert.
There you go, Holbert.
Holbert's going to try to reverse the field, and he's just going to be met by the Patriots. The Minutemen, if you will. So on comes this Hornet offense. A little bit of a struggle in the passing game in the first half. But, Trent, the rain has seemed to let up, so really this is going to help the Hornet offense.
Yeah, now if you're the ball boys for both teams, you're still going to want to wipe off those balls because the ground and surface are definitely going to be wet still. But regardless, though, the opportunity to pass the ball is definitely there more now than ever.
So we've got an empty backfield for the Hornets and Brock Johnson. 2 receivers out, Sheldon Benton, Ben Holbert. On the other end is Win Hoots. So it's going to be a snap here. Keeper from Johnson. He's going to take it wide. He's going to get a little bit of room to run. Wasson in pursuit. And Sam Watson's going to bring him down after a gain of 5 or 6 for the Hornets.
Looking like they're running a little bit faster now. Maybe the ground started to dry up a little bit there, Aiden.
Yeah, for sure, man. First half, we saw the Turf Monster strike twice on Wasson.
Indeed.
And on Win Hoots. Also, the Pinewood offense, we'll get to them when they get on, but really, Sam Wasson, the highlight player, the 60-minute man, if you will. We've seen him at linebacker, we've seen him at quarterback, seen him at kicker, seen him at punter. So now Ben Holbert motion is going to take that swing pass. He's got room to run here. Holbert tried to break free, but he gets brought down.
Still a good, solid gain.
So probably about a gain of 2 for the Hornets. That'll be about 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. So big third down here early in this second half for the Patriots and the Hornets, respectively.
Now, if you're Westfield here, I think you stick with the run because that's what's been working so well on the third down scenarios in the first half, 3rd and short.
Absolutely. And we've seen it. Drew Keller has stepped in, done a great job at just stepping up for the injured Jackson Hare. And as we say his name, he's going to take a little bit of a tumble, but he's going to get a first down.
Say his name and he appears. Yeah, I will say he has a very, very strong-looking stature for a running back.
Yeah.
He's very, I don't know, I guess you can tell that they're in the weight room maybe.
And Drew Keller primarily is an edge rusher, so he's going to have a little bit of a different frame as opposed to Jackson Hare. Jackson Hare is like your prototypical fullback, tailback type guy, just kind of a pound runner. Drew Keller kind of has a little bit more verticality to him when he runs the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Can get downfield quicker. Jackson Hare, a bit of a brute force guy.
Yeah, he's like he's basically just gonna hit somebody if they're in his way, pretty much.
Yeah, the way I kind of see it is kind of Gibbs Montgomery for those who are NFL guys, or just to give a comparison out there. Obviously not 100% accurate, but just to give a kind of bit of a crude comparison, I would be Gibbs Montgomery.
Montgomery's on my fantasy team, actually.
Or Algier and Robinson, for any Falcons fans out there. Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. Me being the biased Panthers fan, got to throw that name out there.
Yeah,
but,
had a good solid win against those Falcons.
30-0. A little bit off the tip. Win Hoots is going to get brought down.
Forward progress is going to give them about 2 yards, I think, right?
So, yeah, they'll get about 2 yards in that reception. Obviously, Win Hoots didn't look to be ready to receive that, but he made a catch nonetheless and picks up about a gain of 2 here for the Hornets. That's going to be a long third down for the Hornets, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. So, big third down here for the Hornets. Already came up big on the last one. We're probably going to see a little bit of a pass here. Empty backfield.
They have been successful in the first half, both on 3rd and 4th down, passing in long scenarios. So
absolutely, Trent. First half, 2 for 2. Westfield Hornets were on 4th down conversions.
Right.
So Hobart in motion. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a tunnel pass.
Oh, they were ready for it.
And they blew that up. Win Hoots, he gets free. And what looked to be a broken play is looking to be a first down. They got to give the official judgment here, but it looked to me to be a first down.
I believe so. They might take a minute to figure out officially, but I think it's a first down.
So I think they're going to give him a first down, and they do.
Yep.
So what looked to be a broken play turns into a gain of about 12 yards for Win Hoots and the Hornets.
Golly.
And obviously the weather is drying up, but they're going to try to take advantage of whatever kind of leverage they have from the elements. Win Hoots, obviously, we already know what he is, how capable he is as a runner, and how fast his speed is. But his jersey looks to be a little wet, as is everybody else's. So obviously it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to bring him down.
Oh yeah, and that just goes to show his athleticism. There.
Johnson rolls out. He's going to look across the middle, and it's going to be in the dirt there. Initially intended for Sheldon Benton, and it's going to be incompletion. So it brings up 2nd and 10 here.
Tad bit underthrown there, but.
Talking about the Panthers, man, 30-0.
Yeah, I will say as a Falcons fan, I don't think that had much to do with the performance. I think the Panthers are not as bad of a team as their record indicates. I will say that much.
As a Panthers fan, I beg to differ. I think we are not good on defense. Our offense is capable. We got some capable running backs. Bryce Young is figuring it out. But defense has really not been the strong suit here. Johnson's going to pass fake. He's going to look deep. Great throw on a line to Hoots. Hoots going to come up short. But Brock Johnson with a pass fake finds Win Hoots. Win Hoots got a little bit of separation from his man, but just comes up short there on the catch. Great throw on the line from Brock Johnson.
He tried to get a little bit of hops up there to try and get it, but I think it might have slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunately. I mean, Win Hoots dropped the ball a little bit in the first half, but also, I mean, the weather is going to be a little bit of a factor here for the Hornets and the Patriots as well.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, it's not raining anymore, Aiden, but the ball still is going to be a little wet because of the ground and the surface.
Absolutely. So long third down attempt here. We got Keller. He's looking across the middle. Hoots had it. He drops it. So there was a little bit of a route miscommunication there between Molina and Hoots, as you did see them cross paths a little bit. And Hoots got a little bit verbally frustrated there, but he seems to be just keeping his teammates accountable. I'm sure it's nothing of a downgrade demeanor, but he was just being accountable, being one of the team leaders, especially if one of the older guys in the team. Your job is to keep your guys accountable.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell who the pass was actually intended for until it went into the hands and they dropped it. And
Yeah, it looked to be to Hoots, but obviously Molina was there, so it's kind of a miscommunication there.
Yeah. You just got to bounce back from that and fix that while defense comes out here.
So Johnson on the punt. Good punt from Johnson. He's going to get.
Punting game is on.
And a great
tonight.
recovery. Win Hoots.
Wow.
We just called his name on the drop pass, but he is coming up big for special teams.
On the 1 yard line. Give me that Brock Johnson and Win Hoots combo, not on a passing touchdown, but on a punt. Not bad.
So we already mentioned Win Hoots' speed tonight. Obviously, we haven't called his name much offensively, but with him being a special teams player, with him being as fast as he is, one of the fastest kids in the state of Georgia, he is going to be an asset for this Westfield Hornet special teams, as we just saw with that recovered punt.
Yeah, he really is, Aiden. like you just gotta love to have a guy. If you're Coach Campbell, you just gotta love to have a guy with that kind of speed.
So it's going to be just
It'll be
a
a little bit
keeper
of a
there.
push kind of.
Watson's going to keep it
just to get out the end zone.
Big gain. Going to get about 8 yards on that carry there from from Sam Watson, excuse me.
Yeah, originally looked like just a QB draw up the middle almost, just to kind of get out the end zone, and then it turned into more. Maybe like a 6-7 yard gain.
Female officiator down there.
So we got 2nd and short here for the Hornets. Probably about 2nd and 2 for the Hornets. We're probably. So we got Watson back in the pocket with JoJo Tippett to his left. We do know that this Patriots offense can pass the ball effectively, as we've seen tonight. Mainly Folsom Pound, but it looked to be a strip.
Yeah,
but
I thought I saw Reddick with the ball in his hand. I agree, Aiden. I thought I saw. I guess the whistle blew the play dead before he had real possession. I guess, but looks like we're gonna see a QB change. Or no, never mind. Sorry, Aiden.
So another first down here for the Hornets. Watson really has been the workhorse guy, and drawing comparisons, as me and Kyle discussed in the first half, Diego Pavia, Haynes King, just to name a couple of quarterbacks out there that kind of mimics their play style. Also a capable throw. We've made some great throws in the first half off his back foot.
Especially after that.
He's dropping back again. He's going to find, it's going to get tipped by none other than Jack Dosser. And Jack Dosser with his 4th pass deflection of the game.
Wow.
So he's really been kind of a menace on this defensive secondary. Was in a little bit on a blitz package there as the blitzing corner. So he's going to make the pass breakup. Pass intended for Folsom Pound. Great deep ball guy for the Patriots.
Good job on the Westfield defense getting their hands on the ball on the tip pass there.
Also want to give another shout out to the tech crew we got tonight, Middle Georgia Sports Network. Skeleton crew a little bit, but nonetheless we are here and we're ready to record for you guys regardless of where we're at to give you the best coverage you guys can get. As Watson takes up the middle, forget about 3 or 4.
He almost got Lawson as like a QB or a running back in a QB's position. Aiden.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got the strength of a running back for sure. It looks like whenever he's running that ball and tucks it in and just takes it up in the middle.
And Trent, it's easy to forget he's only a freshman.
Yeah.
So he's only going to get stronger, he's going to get bigger, and he's going to get faster.
Yeah, that's true, Aiden. I just forgot about that until you brought it up just now. That's just crazy. This has been a year for young quarterbacks all over the state for high school football.
So it's going to be a design run again, a draw, a keeper from Watson. And again, taking 2 or 3 Hornets just to bring him down.
He might get close to the first down.
They're going to push him. It might be a first down. We're going to see what the official says.
If not, it might be a yard.
Be about 3rd and short, looks to be.
And you probably know what the coach is going to call on this ensuing play.
Oof. Also just want to remind you guys, this weekend, great games of college football. We got a great slate of games. Penn State, Oregon, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss. We got Virginia and Florida State playing right now.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll try to get a score update here soon.
Tie ball game, by the way, last I checked in that game.
So it is going to be 4th down here, or 3rd down, excuse me.
Oh, he snapped
it's
it
a muff
over his
punt.
head again.
Muff snap.
That's the
He
second
fumbled it.
Oh.
The Hornets are going to pick it up.
Oh,
no, the ball is recovered by the Hornets, and that is a Hornet touchdown on the muffed snap on the punt. So what seemed to be a little bit of a miscommunication there in the first half has really come back to bite the Patriots in the second half, as they did have the bad punt snap in the first half, but it's going to come back in the Hornets' favor in the second half as they recovered that muffed punt snap for a touchdown.
Yeah, you saw them. They got away with it in the first half and were able to get the punt off, but this time it ended up coming back to bite them in the butt, Aiden.
Absolutely, Trent. So Hornets, again, making a great effort on special teams to get on that. So we've already seen the special teams play tonight from the Hornets. Win Hoots made a great play on that punt recovery. And if we didn't get the punt recovery from Win Hoots, if Westfield did not get the punt recovery from Win Hoots, they would not be in the situation they are right now. So that is going to be 14 for the Hornets.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you want to see if you're Coach Campbell there.
Absolutely.
Hey, I also, the way I look at it is that gives your offense a little bit more of a break. Also, special teams coming through in clutch, just to get 6 points, and then tacking on an extra point, making it 7.
So we'll talk again about this weekend of football. Obviously, Georgia-Alabama is the big game. There was a little bit of a scruffle, I guess, tension being built up among the fan bases because they didn't get the game day nod. The game day nod was given to Penn State and Oregon at Beaver Stadium. But I think it's going to be a great game.
Which is understandable, but, then again, at the same time, you talk to any Georgia-Alabama fan, they're going to be those are two schools that will always be very SEC biased, and, they will take it personally, Aiden.
Absolutely.
And I have no doubt that Coach DeBoer and Coach Smart will let their teams let the game do the talking tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the game is at Sanford, so that's obviously a tough place to play at. Kirby Smart.
And it's a night game.
And the Bulldogs, 33-game win streak at home. So that is going to come into play as they kick it off here. The Hornets recovered by Tippett. Tippett's going to get a few blockers. And we're probably going to get a holding call here on the Patriots.
As Brett Taylor just very loudly yelled from across the press box. Brett Taylor should go down there and wear the white hat, I think, for this rest of this game.
So that's me holding on the Patriots. While we're here at the break again, we'll still on the Georgia-Alabama game. I mean, DeBoer, 2-4 on the road against ranked teams. So obviously we're going to factor that in. However, Kirby Smart, 17 losses at UGA. 6 of them have been to Alabama. Yeah. So Alabama has given a struggle.
And I will say, too, I saw on Instagram earlier this week, I saw a graphic of the last 7 games, last 10 games. 7 out of the 10, Aiden, have actually all been in Tuscaloosa for regular season, I mean.
And if you're Alabama, too, I mean, obviously the first game at Florida State, I believe it was a hiccup.
I do.
Because Florida State, obviously, terrible last year. A 2 or 3 win season. This year, you get a lot of new guys in the transfer portal.
Yeah, you get Thomas Castellanos from Boston College, another ACC school at that. And, I mean, like, he just comes in through the club. And, I mean, I'll forget what he said, Aiden, but you heard the trash talk that he was talking about preseason about Bama.
Essentially calling a shot for that first game, and he came in ready to play. Obviously, Florida State, 2 really good running backs in Jalen Lucas and Usmani Croma. Usmani Croma from Lee County, Georgia.
Yeah.
Got to see him play a little bit last year. And let me tell you, dominant runner.
Oh, yeah.
Great with the ball in his hands, really knows how to move his feet well. Obviously has a little bit of a funky running stance, but nonetheless, it gets him where he needs to be, and he can get in the end zone for 6 anytime you get the ball to Croma.
Speaking of Lee County, watch the Georgia Southern game, and I saw former Lee County quarterback Weston Bryan get his first rushing touchdown of the season against the Maine Black Bears.
So always a big college football, always great to be watching. Really, what a good time of the year right now. College football is really in full swing, and Watson is going to run over
Just look at
Carter
the power
Black.
From this freshman here. I'll tell you what, he sure doesn't run like a freshman, and he sure don't play like a freshman either.
Absolutely. And really, he's been the engine to this Pinewood train, I guess, if you will, on offense. And he's really captained and been the catalyst for this offense, really has been the primary playmaker other than Folsom Pound, who had a big reception in the first half. But really, the big name that we're really calling tonight has been Sam Wasson.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Pinewood fan here, I think you're rest assured that your future is going to be bright with Lawson at quarterback.
So a little option here. It's going to be pitched wide to Folsom Pound. He's going to be met by Win Hoots. Great tackle by Win Hoots.
Way to get off that block, too, by Win Hoots.
Little textbook tackle on the legs. That's really what you like to see, especially if you're a Win Hoots guy. Obviously not the biggest man, but I would have liked to see a big little hit there. You'd like to see big hits, but also the textbook tackles go untouched, really. Nobody really looks at them.
Yeah, well, it's like I know it was several weeks ago now, but it was like that huge hit UGA had on Joey Aguilar in that Georgia-Tennessee game. You know, that was a really big hit. After I went back and watched it, I was like, holy cow. Got rocked.
So we got another 2-back look here from the Pinewood. Really have been sticking to this spread offense they run here. Pinewood, so man back. Pitches it back. It's going to be a mess pitch. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of about 4 or 5 yards for the Patriots.
I tell you what, Pinewood's very lucky that didn't end up in a turnover and that it just bounced out of bounds. You'd rather take the loss instead of a turnover.
So that's going to pin them deep, and that's going to bring 4th and long for the Patriots. So if you're Pinewood, you're really just looking to get a good snap to the punter.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, the conditions are kind of clear now, but the ball probably is still suffering a little bit of the effects from the first half with it being a little slippery. But again, if you're Pinewood, you're just looking to get a clean snap to Wasson. And Wasson's got a leg on him.
And you can definitely tell why they like to do the quick punt, or however we worded it in the first half. You can definitely see why now.
And it gets tipped a little bit there. And it's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be a punt of about 30 yards, roughly 35 yards, 35, 40 yards. On the roll, it's going to roll out of bounds. So that's going to bring on this Hornet offense, who really, other than the first half, have kind of been rather quiet since the second quarter of the first half, or first quarter of the second half, excuse me.
Well, you hope, even though despite them getting the rest that they got at halftime, you hope that this that forced touchdown on special teams on that muffed Pinewood punt, you'd really hope that they're well rested and well adjusted to get ready to come out and drive down the field and possibly go ahead and start tacking on some more points on the score and make this game more out of reach for Pinewood.
Absolutely. They are looking to get some points on the board, as Trent just said.
Sent 4 guys.
So we got a little diamond on the right side. Probably going to see a screen pass.
Ooh.
Not going to be a screen pass. It's going to be a quarterback keeper from Brock Johnson. He's going to get a lot of yards there.
And that's the kind of running that you love to see from Brock Johnson if you're a Westfield fan there. Good, solid running, almost like Lawson has been running that QB the whole night. That is the classic Brock Johnson run up the middle.
So Johnson obviously had a great game at FPD for Westfield's homecoming game last week, 33-22 victory. Not sure the exact stats, but I know Brock Johnson balled out.
Yeah, I really hate that I missed that game. I was at it. I had to honor duties to my high school alumni, but I really did. Went back and watched the highlights, and I will say I was very impressed with Westfield's performance during that FPD game, considering that they were probably huge underdogs.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously Westfield had that loss previous week against Tifteria. Close game, not the outcome that they wanted, but they came in and really kind of bounced back against FPD 33-22.
Yeah, and it's just always brutal to be on the wrong end of just a close game like that Tifteria game was as well. It's definitely not good for your mindset, and it's just kind of defeating, literally.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game from both sides anyways, regardless of the outcome. Both played great, and as me and Kyle were talking about in the first half, Westfield, Brock Johnson did sustain that injury, but Court Pearson, the freshman backup, looked great. And, he's the future, so you got to build this guy up. You got to give him confidence, and the only way to get confidence is to have reps in the game.
Yeah, man, he really did. He really showed signs of promising ball play. I would say that. He looked like he has an arm on him.
Very capable passer. Brock Johnson's got wind hoots up the seam.
Oh.
Had him deep, but it's just going to be short here. Almost got picked off, but it hit the ground before it touched the receiver's hands. So that'll be another play for the Hornets as it brings up 3rd and long here for the Hornets.
Well, we kind of been slightly off on the passing game tonight for both sides, really. But Westfield's just kind of you're just kind of having to adjust, man. You're on the road. It was raining earlier, so the surface is going to be wet for the rest of the game. But, nonetheless, though, the running game, as always, has stayed alive tonight, and that's what's been keeping Westfield in this game.
So Johnson's going to drop back. He's got room to run.
Open lane.
He's going to bounce it outside. He's going to look to get the first down, and he runs over a man.
Ooh.
Brock Johnson lowering his shoulder.
I got a Red Rocker nominee for you right here, Frank.
Channeling his inner Derrick Henry, lowering his head and just knocking the man down. And that's going to be a first down for Brock Johnson.
King Henry.
That's a first down for Brock Johnson, a great run. So he recognized the pressure. He broke through, got through the pocket, and ran it up the middle and just bounced it outside lateral and just ran over that guy.
Now,
the first down for the Hornets.
Especially if you watch the Tifteria game, you'd love to see this if you're Westfield, considering what happened to Brock during that game. You'd love to see this kind of toughness out of him.
Absolutely. So we got Johnson here, one back in the right, and that's Drew Keller. And it's got another design run by Brock Johnson. He's going to lower his head again.
Truck.
And he's going to bring another man down.
Wow.
I did notice a little bit on the sideline for the Patriots. Number 2. Banks Hearn taking a little bit of snaps there at quarterback just from the center. I don't know if he's going to be in the game just to give Wasson a break, maybe just to kind of just be in a mood to pile. But you never really know. I mean, Wasson has really been the guy, honestly, for the Patriots offense and defense and special teams. He's really just been all over the place. 60-minute man, if you will.
So you can't say you can blame him for even wanting a break. Maybe, and it may not even be him. It may be the coach wanting to give him a break. He might be like, I can do this all day, Steve Rogers type beat.
So we're going to see, look to be a screen pass to Sheldon Benton. Almost picked off.
Oh, he's very lucky.
That ball traveled everywhere except for into the defender's glove. It went off Sheldon Benton's helmet off of Matt Molina across the middle and almost intercepted by the Pinewood Patriots.
Could have very well.
Looked to be a screen pass wide to Sheldon Benton. He had his man, but Pinewood brought the pressure, and they forced Johnson to make a bad play.
Yeah, Aiden could have very well turned into a very quick interception there. But as I keep saying, the surface is slippery. It's going to make the ball slippery. Got to really bring that ball in there if you're offense or defense on that play. Could have turned into a reception or interception.
So Brock Johnson's going to take the snap again, inside handoff. He's going to read it. He's got a man wide. He's got a block. Runs into another man, but he is going to get a first down.
Nice little spin move there.
And that's going to be first down for the Hornets. With about 15 seconds roughly left in this first half, the clock will stop with out-of-bounds play from Johnson.
Oh, they're going to run the clock again now. I think that might be the end of this third.
He was tackled inbounds. So clock will be ticking down. That's going to be bringing it into the third quarter. And we're going to be on the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Middledore Sports Network.
Four's up.
By the way, the Hagen Food Market does not have food cake. I tried during that. They're 3 minutes away. Are we still live?
Wow.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
And we're live here in Bellville, Georgia at Lowell Coley Field, Evander Holyfield, Lowell Coley Field. We're here at Bellville, Georgia, Lowell Coley Field, here with the Pinewood Christian Patriots versus the Westfield Hornets. Westfield looking to score here on their own 15. On their own, Pinewood's 15, They're going to snap the ball. Johnson's going to find Win Hoots wide. Hoots going to catch it, and he is going to get in for 6.
And there he goes.
And that's 6 for the Hornets. That is going to be 20-3. Extra point winning will be 21-3 if the extra point is made. So that is going to be a great play, great execution from this Hornet offense, as we've really said, has been rather dormant, but they've kind of woken up here in the second half.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how Win Hoots, too, has kind of been, a little bit silent tonight, but there his jersey number was called, and he answered that call with a Westfield touchdown.
Absolutely. So we'll give a little bit of score update here. FSU Virginia is 21-21 in the third quarter.
Yes. FSU just missed a field goal on their first drive. 11 plays, 27 yards, and missed field goal.
And speaking of that, we get a missed extra point, but we do get some laundry here on that blocked extra point, looking to be offsides for the Pinewood Special Teams unit.
Also, just an MLB score update. The Braves are currently losing right now. I think they actually just went final.
I stopped watching the Braves in August. They weren't going to make the playoffs.
4-2, end of the 6th. Pirates on top.
However, we did pick up Alec Manoa today. Sent Ozzy Obbies to the 60-day IL. Alec Manoa is on the Braves. He is going to be on the spring training team. Looking to compete for a roster spot. Obviously, Alec Manoa, great pitcher. But he just really suffered a big fall off from 2022.
Oh, yeah.
He just really had a crazy decline. He was third in Cy Young voting in 2022 for the American League, but he came up short, obviously, to, I believe, Justin Verlander or Garrett Cole in 2022. But still a great season. I know Alec Manoa is a capable pitcher. I just think for him it may be an attitude thing, maybe a confidence thing. I'm not really sure. But I have heard he's lost velocity on the fastball and just not really great things. Haven't heard great things, but, I know what he can do. I know what he definitely can't do, but I know he can pitch. And that's really what the Braves need at this point.
Well, now, if you are a Braves fan, also Brock Johnson just ran that in for a 2-point conversion after the penalty on the Pinewood. But if you're a Braves fan, knowing that he's retiring at the end of this season, you got to love just, it's got to warm the soul and the heart just to see the Braves pick back up Charlie Morton and letting him retire as a Brave. Considering that all that he's done for the organization, he was almost kind of the ace on that World Series championship team. So just kind of nice to see him retire a Brave and, probably get the start for Chris Sale instead this weekend.
And really that 2020 Braves or 2019 Braves team, really some names that you're probably not really going to hear when it comes to great pitchers of all time, but they had great playoff performances. Tyler Matzik, his playoff performance against the Dodgers, absolutely amazing. You may not hear his name anymore, but he is a great player, a great Braves player. Some would say elite ball knowledge in the future.
Yeah, and now
and AJ Minter, may I add.
Yeah. Now I remember specifically where I was watching this Braves game whenever Tyler Matzik went off on the Dodgers. I was in my dorm room my freshman year of college, just sitting there in my room watching it with my roommate, and we absolutely went nuts whenever that score went final. But just an awesome trip down memory lane.
Tip it on the receive here in the punt. Oh my goodness, lowers his head. Jack Doster.
Been seeing some trucking tonight.
But Jack Doster is slow to get up, but he's getting up nonetheless. And Jack Doster looked to be got a little stinger there from JoJo Tippett.
Just a tad bit shaken up though, but he's on his feet though, and that's what matters.
And speaking of that, $60 million the Braves have in cap space for this upcoming offseason and the free agency. Hopefully we decide to spend a little bit of money and get a bullpen piece. I don't want to go on a rant here because we're at a football game. I don't want to be ranting about baseball. But the Braves really need to get not a rotational piece, but really somebody in the bullpen other than Rizzo Iglesias to lock us down here late on in the game. Again, I don't want to go on a rant here as Watson drops back. Oh, gets away from
You're very
Maddox.
Well validated on that point, though, Aiden.
Brian Snicker, too. The future is uncertain for him.
Yeah, I have heard reports now that have been saying that he's told people that he might come back just for one more season just because of this bad taste that's been left in his mouth. But at the same time, if you're a Braves fan, you got to wonder, is this going to be what's best for the Braves or is Brian Snicker doing what's best for Brian Snicker?
Yeah. And you hate to use the term rebuild, you hate to throw it around, but sometimes when you're watching the Braves, it sometimes feel like we might be in a rebuild stage. Yeah. And yes, you still got guys like Acuna, but just the performances that we've had this year from Ozzie Albies and Marcell Ozuna, just uncharacteristic performances, and Austin Riley really too. Sean Murphy, you go out and trade for Sean Murphy, and he doesn't even get playing time that much this year. Bats under 200, but then it is a bright spot to see Drake Baldwin. He's been a stud this year for the Braves.
I think
probably going to win National League Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I was going to say you can count me on that, but I think he will win NL Rookie MVP.
So next year we're going to have a Rookie of the Year. This year we have Drake Baldwin, and year before we had Michael Harris.
Oh,
and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Jack Doster, I believe. He got his get back. I'm pretty sure that is Jack Doster.
Yes,
and that is Jack Doster. Jack Doster had a great first half. That's his fourth pass deflection, as we just mentioned earlier in the second half. He had the missed interception that me and Kyle were talking about, but he gets his get back here, and that's going to be a big play for the Hornet defense.
Man, you just got to love that, Aiden. That's just perfect storybook telling right there. And he looks like after that kickoff return, too, he looked a little bit shaken up. And to see him stay in the ball game and then get the pick after he missed it earlier in the game, you just got to love to see it.
Absolutely. Especially a guy like Jack Doster, man, worked his way up the depth chart, and he is grinding. And the work that he has been doing off the field has really been evident on the field tonight. Interception,
really
5 pass deflections, and we're probably going to see a screen pass here to Sheldon Benton. Just kidding. Man in motion. Johnson's going to drop back.
Oh, Johnson had me fooled on the
and he's going to get brought down
there for a second, too. I thought he had handed it off.
Man, I like talking about the Braves, but when I get going, I start ranting. And I can't really do that right now, especially on the call, because I'll start getting mad.
Well, now,
but yeah.
And here's where I like to. Here's what I keep my conversation with anybody, even at work too, because we're all Braves fans at Parks and Rec, City of Warner Robins. But I just like to talk about Drake Baldwin and Nacho Alvarez. Just good solid guys that look like they're going to be the future of the Braves. And speaking of Acuna and Ozzie. If you're going to ever be in a rebuilding phase, I don't think you'd rather have anybody else other than those two and Austin Riley, hopefully, to lead that rebuild.
Hand off to Keller. Keller's going to get about 6 yards on the carry there. And the Braves, obviously, just unbelievable injuries that you really couldn't have thought would have happened to start the year. I mean, the opening day rotation, none of them were healthy by the month of July from the opening, other than Chris Sale, but Chris Sale was hurt at the time. But it is a bright spot to see guys like Hurston Waldrop, A.J. Smith-Shawyer. And they've got a lot of younger guys in the farm system, and I trust the Braves farm system that we can develop pitchers. Another guy, Didier Fuentes, obviously didn't do great.
Yeah.
He's only 18 years old.
Yeah,
he's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, Hurston Waldrop last season, too, he had a little bit of a rough start. He had baptism by fire. But, to see him bounce back this season was awesome.
Johnson on the keeper. He's going to take a tough man to bring down. And he's going to get a first down and more.
It's going to take about 5 Patriots just to bring him down.
And Darius Vines, another guy I'm just thinking about. Just guys in the farm system for the Braves.
Don't forget, we haven't seen Ronaldo.
And maybe we'll draft Enzo Gorlami one day. Or Reaver Derchi. We may draft one of those guys. For any IB fans out there. But also want to give a shout out to our guys down at Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Richard Holdridge and Thrift Behringer, and the Pacelli Vikings.
Pacelli.
So Brock Johnson drop back in the pocket here. He's just going to fire deep to Hoots. Hoots is going to adjust, make a play, and it's going to get off his glove, and that's going to be an incompletion.
Yeah.
So not a bad throw from Brock Johnson. Just got away from Win Hoots.
Yeah. It was a tad bit deep into the end zone too. Win Hoots really didn't have much room left. But last thing I'll say too, Aiden, about the Braves is we have not gotten to see Ronaldo Lopez this season. I don't believe.
So we're here, fourth quarter, 8:45 left to go here. Pinewood down 19. Westfield 22 points on the board. Pinewood with 3.
8:45 left on the clock.
So Holbert in motion for the Hornets. Johnson's going to drop back. He's going to look and fire low. I think Hoots is going to make the catch.
Yeah.
And umpire is going to call a catch. So that's going to be 3rd and short.
Way to get your arms up underneath that. If you're Win Hoots.
Sideline umpire with a call.
Side judge.
So great catch there from Win Hoots. So it is 22-3 here at Lowell Coley Field here in Bellville, Georgia. Pinewood Patriots 3, Westfield Hornets 22. 8:09 left on the clock here. Johnson back in the pocket. He's going to drop, hand it off, sweep to Drew Keller, and he just stiff arms the guy. I don't know if anybody saw that, but Drew Keller just
we need a
absolutely
replay on that.
The stiffest of stiff arms, and that is going to be a stiff arm.
Oh yeah, that's going in the stat book as a stiff arm. Now, Aiden, I do not want to jinx it like I did the last time we were on the call together, but barring some miracle, you got to think that the more time that ticks off the clock, the more out of reach this game is getting for Pinewood.
Yeah, absolutely, Trent. I mean, of course, it's only 19 points, 7:30 left. You're really, if Westfield scores at all here, the game is pretty much out of reach. Obviously, you want to have, if you're Pinewood, a bit of optimism, especially for Coach Wasson. You know what this team is capable of, especially if you are Westfield. We've seen what this Pinewood team can do. They are gritty. But again, as me and Kyle said in the first half, the highest scoring game they've had is 22 points, or 24 points, I believe, in their first game. But other than that, they haven't scored more than 20 points, I believe. So they've really just kind of struggled offensively, numbers-wise.
Talk about the Iowa football of South Georgia.
So Westfield still 2 timeouts, taking the first time out of the second half. Pinewood has 3 left.
I will say, talk about the just to give hats off to the Pinewood. What was his name again, Aiden? The kicker?
Vicente,
man. That was just, even though that one to end the half was blocked, at the end of the first half, it was blocked. That was not really on him from what I saw. That was just good special teams by Westfield. But you really got to just tip your hat off. He looks like a very, very solid kicker, considering that, you know, he probably plays soccer, you know, too. But
yeah. And as Kyle and I were discussing in the first half, we mentioned if you had to describe the game in one word, I would say defense. And really it has really held true in the second half, although offense has kind of, for Westfield at least, has really come alive a little bit. But you also got to give credit to the special teams at Westfield.
Got Winhoots out
and
there.
Winhoots going to take it wide again. Get a great block from Sammy McGee. Winhoots going to take it low.
Nice little knee slide
But
there,
Sammy McGee, great little stalk block there to bring his man down to make a little one-on-one. But again, Turf Monster, undefeated 2-0 against Winhoots.
2-0, but not before Winhoots gets that first down for Westfield.
So that'll bring up first and goal. First and goal for the Hornets.
And as you can see, Coach Campbell and that Westfield offense are in no rush here to get these next snaps off. They're taking off as much time off that clock as they can because they are ready to get back home to Perry, Georgia tonight and get ready for a nice day of college football.
So Drew Keller is going to take it, about a gain of 4 here. And that'll bring up second and goal for the Hornets. And they're probably going to punch it in here just to extend that lead. Already up 19. It was 7-3 in the first half, or 14-3, excuse me, in the first half. So obviously we weren't really coming into this knowing the weather expectations. We weren't looking for anything great offensively wise, because knowing last game it was 33-22. So we had great weather, so it was really easy for the Hornets to the Hornets and the Vikings respectively, to really get anything started here on offense and defense.
Now, Aiden, it was just brought to my attention by my friend Kyle here. The last time a Patriots team, if Westfield punches it in here, and barring that they miss a PAT, the last time a Patriots team down was 28-3 was against a team whose mascot was the Falcons, and that final score definitely didn't end up standing. That team that had 3 points at halftime definitely ended up coming back and winning that Super Bowl. But
granted, they did also have another half of football to play, and we got about 6 minutes left.
Yeah, so not saying it will happen, but.
And Johnson's going to take it on the keeper.
Ooh.
Lawson's going to get wide, and he misses the tackle.
Good
and that's going to be a touchdown for the Hornets, and that is going to be 28-3, and looking to be out of reach for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think that was the nail in the coffin there. You can give it the good old, I don't know.
And if you're the Patriots, man, both teams really have just played great football. Yeah. Westfield has obviously gotten the edge a little bit on offense. I think their offense is just, they can move the ball a little bit more vertically and horizontally. I mean, as we've seen tonight, and they can run the ball. They have a better offensive core, I believe, than Pinewood.
Yeah.
But that's no shade to Pinewood at all. They've done a great job at just moving the ball down the field, and their defense has really been stout. But really, when your defense is on the field 65 to 70% of the game, you're going to get tired and you're going to give up some points. So extra points up and good.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, Aiden, too. That Pinewood defense, they stood strong, in the beginning of the game. The start of the second half, they held Westfield to no points. They had them punt on the first drive of the second half, and they held them to 7 points in this first half as well. So
unsportsmanlike conduct from Westfield.
Got a little bit of taunting.
Getting a little chirpy, although they're up 26.
Hey, man.
So Chad Campbell will probably have a discussion with some of his players on the sideline to keep it classy.
Yeah.
Although you're up 26, there's no need to get a bad attitude or to be cocky about it. You're up 26.
Yeah. Best case scenario for you if you're a Westfield player, just be humble and just be, happy to be in the game. Be happy that you're winning, but don't rub it in the other team's face.
Absolutely. And Westfield and Pinewood both will begin their trek around the region next week as Westfield takes on Strong Rock, and Pinewood is going to take on, Pinewood will play St. Andrews, sorry.
By the way, Aiden, just a quick NCAA score update. UVA is up 28-21 right now with 2 minutes approaching left in the third quarter.
So that is a big game. Upset alert for Florida State against Virginia.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, Virginia.
So we're gonna bring up the graphic here next week's game. Strong Rock and Westfield. It's gonna be at Westfield, so it'll be a home game. I believe Ken Fowler and Red Farmer will be on the call next week for the Westfield. the Westfield faithful. So you guys will tune in. Middle Georgia Sports Network. I will be at the game, but
I will also.
You will not have the mispleasure of hearing my voice on the call. You'll be able to hear the beautiful voices of Rhett Farmer and Ken Fowler as they call the Strong Rock Patriots. Again, we're going from Patriot to Patriot next week. So it's going to be a bit of a shift here. So kick from Johnson.
Ooh.
It's going to be picked up by Joe Tippett. Tippett's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to be brought down by a swarm of Hornets. So we'll just take a look at the rest of the schedule for the Hornets. They play, again, Strong Rock next week as they start their track and region play, and then Calvary, Brookstone, and then they end the season capping it off with a game against Pacelli. And they are Quad A, AAA, in District 3 for their region. And then PCA, Pinewood Christian Academy, will be playing St. Andrews next week, then Frederica, and then Bullock Academy. Well, Pinewood will get a week off because their open week is next week, and then they will play St. Andrews down in Savannah. And then they'll play Frederica.
Now, if you're Westfield, for your region play, you really have the what's it called, from the Avengers movie. You really have the gauntlet of Columbus schools there, because you got Calvary, you got Brookstone, you got Pacelli.
Absolutely. And the Columbus schools have really kind of established themselves as football players, obviously, or football powerhouse, excuse me. But Pacelli lost to Westfield last year. Westfield beat Calvary last year. Westfield won their region last year.
Yeah, and Brookstone, too.
Westfield, maybe not remind you guys, Westfield was a semifinalist last year in the state playoffs. Obviously came up short to Deerfield, and Deerfield ended up winning the state championship, beating Valwood. But Westfield really has retained most of their players from last year, obviously losing key players like Jackson St. Clair, Braden Gay. But really, other than that, the other key players have really stepped up. And keep in mind, Westfield will most likely have Stone St. Clair back and Jackson Hare back. I'm not sure the extent of Jackson Hare's injury, but I know Stone St. Clair is out for the remainder of the season and probably will be back come playoff time, hopefully, if all things go well in terms of rehab, recovery, whatever takes place in that process of a collarbone recovery. I know some sort of rehab, some sort of surgery, but he is a great player, and he is definitely an impact player and a great complementary piece to win hoots.
Yeah, and you definitely got to love it for if Stone Sinclair gets to come back during the postseason. You definitely got to love it for the guy, and you definitely will love to have him back also, because you know he's going to play as a senior, correct? He's going to play with that sense of urgency, knowing that any game could be his last at any moment on any given Friday.
So Wasson with a stiff arm there to Cameron Staines, and he's going to run out of bounds. A little over 4.5 minutes left to go in the game, 4:52 to be exact. And as you said, Trent, Stone St. Clair, with him being a junior, he'll have another year left.
Okay.
So he'll be a little bit urgent, though, still. Regardless of classification, if you're in this team opportunity or team situation, you're going to want what's best for your team, and what's best for your team is that you want to win, hopefully.
Yeah.
If you're any kind of competitor, you don't want to lose.
If you're Stone Sinclair, you don't want to just win one state championship. I'm pretty sure you'd like to go out of high school going back to back.
So it's going to be an option here. Kicked out wide. Met by a host and a swarm of Hornets for about a gain of 1.
No pun intended.
Houston Folsom. So we got Folsom Pound, and we got Houston Folsom.
I like saying that, Hayden Folsom Pound.
Houston Folsom, Folsom Pound. Both really great players for this offense. Folsom Pound had that great reception in the first half. But other than that, the Westfield defense has remained stout. And they've really done a great job at stifling this offense from Pinewood.
Yeah, they've bounced on those turnovers, too, the second half as well. They have not let one fumble or pick opportunity get away from this half.
And really, that's really what has hurt Pinewood. And that's really what shifted momentum was that fumble on the muff punt, the muff punt snap. That's really what changed momentum of this second half, because it was 14-3 during that time. And then they fumbled the punt, and that put them up 21-3. So, and then also, I mean, the same drive, you get that penalty call on the extra point conversion that was offsides, and they punched in for 2, so it puts them up 2 more. So that really changed momentum in the second half.
Yeah, it really did, because that score to make it 21-3, Aiden, that really just eased the tension off of the Hornet offense there.
Gorlami.
I don't have a card charger with me, so I just need to make sure.
So
they gave him a first down.
So roughly 3:30 left. First down for the Pinewood Patriots. 3:30 left in the half. I would like to say, I did see it on the way in. again, I talked to Kyle about this too and the rest of the crew. The orange and green, great color scheme.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, good old Miami and Carson Beck.
And really, Carson Beck's looked really good with Miami this year.
Yeah, I will say that, and not to throw shade at UGA, but UGA fans, Carson Beck was not the problem.
Well, I think to an extent. I mean, obviously not the main problem, but I don't really think there was a problem with that offense. It was just more of
drop passes.
During that year, they led the country in drops among Power 4 schools. They led countries in drops, not just among Power 4 schools, excuse me, in the entire country. They led their receiving corps, led the country in drops. Carson Beck, not a great locker room guy, kind of a quiet leader. And as a quarterback, like, your job is to be the leader for the team.
You got to be vocal.
And you see it out here with these guys, with Wasson and Brock Johnson. Both these guys are exceptional leaders. They know how to move the ball. They know how to get their guys fired up. It just happened to be Westfield has kind of played to the advantage. They've kind of pounced on the turnovers that Pinewood has gotten tonight.
Yeah, it's just kind of been like a diesel engine that Westfield has tonight. They've kind of been like a diesel engine. Slow little start, but then once they got the second half rolling, they just kept rolling and rolling like a freight train. They just started racking up touchdowns.
Yeah, like Limp Bizkit. Rolling, 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 rolling.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Oh, and Wasson gets blown up on the option, and Folsom is going to be brought down by Cameron Staines. So that's going to be a tackle there, a loss of about 1 or 2. That's going to be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7 for
6-7.
the Hornets, or for the Patriots, excuse me. So that'll bring up 3rd down. Got a little Creed playing out here in the stadium. So shout out Creed. Any Creed fans out there?
Gotta love Creed, man. That's the one I got higher on my running playlist.
So 3rd and long here for Wasson and the Patriots. Wasson's going to try to take a pass. He's going to fake it. He's going to roll out wide. He's going to fire to the back of the end zone. Almost intercepted, but it almost came up with a catch there. Or not Pound, excuse me. Not Pound, excuse me. Maddox Lewis almost coming up with the reception there. We've heard that name a lot tonight, too. Obviously more on the defensive side than we have offensive side. But he's been an impact player, too, for this Pinewood defense and offense, if you will. Another 60-minute man for the Patriots. Minute, if you will. Just to stick with the Patriot theme. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Patriots. 1:31 left to go here at Lowell Coley Field.
And just another NCAA score update with you for you, Aiden. FSU has just tied the ball game 28 apiece with Virginia.
So that is also a good game if you guys can tune into it. Wasson trying to take flight there, but comes back to earth. Almost a 1st down. We got to wait for the call. It is going to be a 1st down. So 1st down for the Patriots. And that'll be 1st and goal for what looks to be the first time tonight for the Patriots. So 1st and goal. If you're Coach Wasson, it's touchdown or bust here for your Patriots. You're down 29-3. You really got to get something in here just to boost the morale, just to get your guys fired up.
Wait, that's against where?
Wayne. Excuse me, sorry, I was talking to Brett Taylor.
So 1 back. It's going to be a handoff to JoJo Tippett, and he is going to get in. So that is going to be a touchdown for Pinewood. Great play from the Pinewood Patriots. JoJo Tippett running it in, powering it through for a Patriots 6.
Finally finding the end zone tonight, the Pinewood Patriots are, and now we get the most awesome kicker's name to come out
Vicente.
here.
Alvin Vicente on the kick, the extra point. And really, although there is 1:20 left, it's a great sign if you're Coach Wasson, knowing that your guys are still going to give it 100%, regardless, because you're down 20, but you're still not giving up.
Yeah, your guys are still going to play with resilience and with poise and not act like, just like the game's over.
And your mojo as an athlete is to not be a quitter. You don't want to be known as a quitter.
You play until the final whistle.
Exactly. So 29-10 here at Lowell Coley Field. 1:20. Aiden Mazingo, Trent Jackson on the call tonight. In the second half, Trent Jackson joined us in the second half. It's been a great game tonight in Bellville, Georgia.
Yes, indeed, Aiden. Yes, indeed. And it's been great to call this game here from good old Claxton, Georgia. down here near the Savannah area.
The fruitcake capital of the world.
Yes, as Kyle mentioned earlier in the first half. I did not know that. And by the way, just to give my little 2 cents, I've never tried fruitcake before, so I might have to ask Kyle if he'll hook me up with some possibly.
Fruitcake is, the way I see it, it looks like a block of cement. And I think if you put it down a sink, it is a sink's garbage disposal worst nightmare. It's going to clog every single valve that you have in your sink. But there's a massive appeal to fruitcake. I don't really see the appeal. I don't really know how people like it.
Yeah.
Obviously, people do. I feel like nobody under the age of 40 eats fruitcake. That's just the way that I see it. We're just going to see what happens. I mean, maybe fruitcake is going to make a generational run and come back like Crocs did, or maybe it'll just stay under the radar as it has been for a long time.
Yeah. Definitely, speaking of Crocs, definitely a Crocs guy, and definitely always got my Crocs on at the beach.
I've been wearing Birkenstock clogs lately. I like them, but they hurt your feet. No, it wasn't, Brett. Brett, no, it wasn't. We already talked about the turning point, bro. It was the muff punt snap, bro.
But I'm telling you, being only down 1 would have been a huge boost.
So on the kick is Vicente. Obviously, Vicente had that blocked punt at the end of the first half. Probably shut down the momentum a little bit for Pinewood. With it, would have been a one-possession game. It would have been 6-14. So it wouldn't have been as far out as reach as it was. But also, I mean, it's really just been a mistake, one mistake after another for Pinewood tonight. Just an unfortunate turn of events in terms of just errors and just fundamental mistakes that just happen sometimes. And you know that's going to happen when you're playing football, but this is week 7 into the season, so really you're not really wanting to see that if you're Coach Wasson or Coach Campbell, as a matter of fact. On both sides, you don't want to see mistakes, something as simple as a missed snap. Obviously, snapping the ball is not easy.
Yeah, especially not in wet conditions.
Absolutely. But for it to happen more than once in a game, like it's something you don't want to see.
And I will say this, what I've seen tonight, I'm more on the Pinewood side, not as much on the Westfield side. There have been very many high snaps tonight.
Oh, big run there.
Oh.
So he is.
It's coming back for holding.
Oh, but there's going to be a holding penalty. But we just had a crazy run. Westfield had a crazy run. Landon Gillis, the freshman, it's about a 75-yard run, but it's going to be called back for holding.
Yeah, the White Hat had no shame in throwing that flag.
And there's going to be a plethora of boos from the Westfield crowd section as they get that run called back.
Rightfully so there, Aiden. Rightfully so.
So that Landon Gillis handoff, that was a 75-yard run, is going to get negated because of the penalty call.
And Brett Taylor is letting the White Hat know from up here atop the press box his displeasure with that call this late in the game. Yeah, Brett Taylor just said, "Good job, White Hat. Hope you sleep good."
So I'm going to sleep good. I'm going to sleep good on the ride home.
I as well, Aiden. I'm going to be sleeping in the passenger seat of my car as Tim Jackson. Shout out to my dad. Down there in the end zone in the red tent. So we can get a shot.
So we got a minute 8 left to go here in the second half. Obviously, Landon Gillis, and we got a great shot of the great Tim Jackson.
Repping that Georgia Southern gear, baby.
Known Georgia Southern alum, Tim Jackson.
Yes,
so
sir.
Landon Gillis had the great run, obviously called back for the holding penalty. So we got a little bit of a younger guy look here on offense. Court Pearson, the backup QB's in.
Yeah.
And there's another penalty.
And it's
going to be false start. So that's another 5 yards.
I almost want to see, almost feels like the refs are trying to give Pinewood a safety here.
They didn't get a chance to run it back this time for a touchdown before they do the flag. So they're just going to throw it early.
Yeah, so they just decided to throw it before the snap.
Maybe it's a false start on the referee.
Yeah, maybe it's a false start, the referee, not the offense.
Getting a little antsy with the laundry in his pocket.
Yeah, he called a travel. Yeah, the ref called a travel on Westfield.
So Pearson's going to drop back. It's going to be another hit off to Gillis. Gillis is going to bounce out wide. Gillis stays up again.
Wow, tough running from Gillis there, Aiden.
So Gillis had the big run. We know how he is in terms of speed. So it's going to be second and long.
Might see one more run from him here.
Second and long for the Westfield Hornets. So 44 seconds left. Clock is ticking down. And it's looking like that's going to be how the game is going to end tonight.
Yeah. Now, there still is, not saying that they should, but there still is plenty of time for him to get that touchdown back.
So
that was negated
by
by
handoff to Gillis. Gillis is going to run through some guys.
Wow.
And he's going to get about 2 or 3 yards. And that's probably going to be all she wrote here tonight here at Lowell Coley Field. 10 to 29, excuse me. And the clock is ticking down. And that's going to be the end of the game. Westfield Hornets go up 29 to 10. They improved to 4-2 in the season. Pinewood drops to 3-4. Westfield will be playing Strong Rock Christian Academy next week at the Hornets Nest. We'll be on the call, or excuse me, Red Farmer and Ken Fowler will be on the call next week at the Hornets Nest. And Pinewood will be playing. They'll take an open week and they will play St. Andrews of Savannah when they come back, as they both teams get into region play into the good second half of the season here on Middle Georgia Sports Network. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, BCI Installation, Emory Healthcare, and the Westfield Schools. And they've been such gracious hosts, and we are always glad to call a game for the Westfield Hornets and Middle Georgia Sports Network's live. Westfield with the victory, 29 to 10. You're watching Middle Georgia Sports Network. We'll see you next time at the Hornets Nest. Whoop!
Awesome job, boys. So I guess stop talking Braves. I'm going to rant here 10 minutes later. So about those Braves.
No, because they're talking.